Fire-breaking news from Fabrizio Romano. Barcelona are on the verge of sealing their next big signing, and it's happening today. Police Carlight. A 24-year-old Spanish star is ready to commit to a massive 5-year contract at Camp Nou, and guess what? His agents are already in Barcelona to finalize the deal. Astonished face briefcase. But here's the twist. A Manchester City player offered himself to Barca, yet the club is reportedly eyeing a Liverpool star instead. Exploding head. Stay tuned as we break down the full story, the mystery names involved, and what this means for Barcelona's transfer master plan under Deco and Laporta. Blue heart, red heart. Backhand index pointing right, don't blink. Cules, this transfer window is heating up fast. Barcelona are now just a step away from officially landing Joan Garcia, with the goalkeeper's agents arriving in the city today to complete the final formalities. According to journalist Fabrizio Romano, the Blaugrana will pay the €25 million release clause, plus a CPI, Consumer Price Index, adjustment, directly to La Liga today. Once that is processed, Garcia will sign a 5-year contract and begin a new chapter at Camp Nou. This move has been in the pipeline for days. In fact, the deal has been fully agreed between the player and the club for nearly a week. All necessary paperwork has already been drafted and reviewed since last Friday. Now, with the clause set to be activated, the transfer will enter its final stage, allowing Garcia to officially become a Barca player at the beginning of July. Espanyol refused talks with Barcelona. It must be noted that once the Catalan giants' interest in Garcia became public, tensions began to rise. Espanyol took a firm stance and made it clear they would not engage in direct negotiations with Barcelona for the player. Instead, they stated that the only acceptable way for the move to happen would be for Barca to activate Garcia's €25 million release clause, with the CPI adjustment included. That payment is expected to be made today through La Liga, bypassing the need for any club-to-club discussions. Unsurprisingly, this switch has not been received well by Espanyol fans. Seeing one of their key players move directly to their fiercest local rival has only fueled the rivalry further. With everything in place in Garcia's camp now in Barcelona, it is only a matter of time before the transfer is officially sealed. Once confirmed, Joan Garcia will begin his new journey under Hansi Flick as part of Barcelona's long-term project. FC Barcelona are gearing up for an exciting summer transfer window following a stellar 2024-25 season, during which they clinched a domestic treble under Hansi Flick. Fabrizio Romano says 24-year-old Spanish players' agents will arrive in Barcelona today to complete 5-year deal. With ambitions to maintain their supremacy, the Blaugranes have zeroed in on Espanyol's Joan Garcia, a 24-year-old goalkeeper whose €25 million release clause represents a shrewd investment. The club aims to revamp its goalkeeping options, especially as Hansi Flick and his staff do not consider Marc-Andre ter Stegen their first choice following his long-term injury absence and reported attitude concerns. Joan Garcia deal nears completion. Now, according to Fabrizio Romano, Garcia's agents will arrive in Barcelona today, June 10, 2025, to finalize the transfer's formalities. Barcelona will trigger Garcia's €25 million release clause, with payment to be processed at La Liga's Madrid headquarters. Garcia's impressive performances for Espanyol, where his saves earned crucial points, have made him a sought-after talent across Europe, with Premier League clubs like Newcastle United and Manchester United also showing interest. However, Garcia has chosen to stay in Catalonia, joining his club's fierce rivals in a deal that has sparked buzz among fans. 5-year contract awaits. Upon completion, Garcia will ink a 5-year contract, binding him to the Camp Nou until 2030. This move marks Barcelona's first major signing of the summer, with the Spanish shot-stopper expected to be a key player under Flick with a guaranteed starting role. Garcia's arrival would reshape Barcelona's goalkeeping hierarchy. He would assume the role of first-choice shot-stopper, with Wojciech Szczesny slotted as the second option. The club plans to rely on a promising young academy goalkeeper as the third choice, as both Iñaki Peña and Marc-Andre ter Stegen are expected to depart. Peña's exit appears straightforward, with just 1 year left on his contract and a desire for more playing time driving his likely move elsewhere. Ter Stegen's situation, however, is far more complex. The German international, a longtime stalwart, commands a hefty salary and has 3 years remaining on his deal, posing a significant challenge for Barcelona's financial strategists. How the club navigates this remains uncertain, but with Garcia's signing, the Blaugrana have secured a long-term solution between the posts, signaling a new era for the Catalan giants. Suggestion: Manchester City player offered himself to Barcelona? Prefer Liverpool player instead. Barcelona prefer to sign Liverpool's Luis Diaz over Manchester City star Kevin De Bruyne, according to a confidential report from Tuesday's edition of Sport. Diaz has 2 years left on his contract with Liverpool, while the 33-year-old will leave the Citizens as a free agent when his contract expires on June 30th. The Manchester City player is yet to confirm his next club, and the report states he had offered himself to Barcelona. Sports say several top-quality players are sensing something big is brewing at the Camp Nou and want to be part of Hansi Flick's project. This includes the Belgium international, who believes he can play at the highest level for at least one more season. The newspaper states De Bruyne was willing to join Barcelona on a one-year contract, and to play out wide, Flick's side want a player who can be part of their project and play at a highest level for at least 3 to 4 years. The Liverpool attacker fits this option, and he's the priority target for the La Liga winners. Last week, claims from the UK stated that Liverpool rejected Barcelona's approach for the forward. That hasn't put them off, as the Catalan club continue to chase the 28-year-old Colombia international. Meanwhile, De Bruyne looks likeliest to end up at Napoli. And there you have it, Barcelona are locking in yet another major piece of their future, with a 5-year deal nearly done writing hand fire. But with Premier League players pushing for a move to Camp Nou, and Barcelona having their eyes set on a preferred Liverpool target, things are getting very interesting. Speech balloon, what do you think? Did Barca make the right choice? Should they have gone for the Man City offer instead? Let us know in the comments below. White heavy checkmark, don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you never miss a Barca transfer twist. More bombshell updates coming your way. This is just the beginning of an electrifying summer at Camp Nou. Bombshells are exploding in the world of FC Barcelona. Bomb Al Nassr is ready to throw down a jaw-dropping €85 million for one of Barca's top transfer targets, face screaming in fear. Diego Simeone has just broken his silence on the shocking Julian Alvarez to Barcelona rumors' eyes. Meanwhile, after locking in Joan Garcia, Barcelona is set to raid Espanyol even further. The Catalan war is on. And just when you thought it couldn't get any spicier, Deco, Barca's sporting director, takes a ruthless shot at Xavi Hernandez, calling his 2024 exit a mistake, flushed face. This is transfer drama, La Liga rivalry, and boardroom tension all rolled into one. Don't blink, because this episode is on fire. Barcelona want to sign a new left winger this summer, but the chances of landing their top target are very slim. And recent developments would suggest that a deal is now even more unlikely. It's no secret that Barcelona sporting director Deco wants to sign Luis Diaz. The Liverpool man is the player most desired by the man in charge of the Catalans' transfers, and in recent weeks, this interest has been acted on. A formal approach was made to Liverpool last week, but it was turned down. The Premier League champions do not wish to sell the Al Nassr, planning to blow Barcelona away with Diaz's offer. This snub does not appear to have deterred Barcelona, but perhaps more significantly, this is also the case for Al Nassr. Cristiano Ronaldo's former club are also very interested in signing Diaz this summer, and according to Ben Jacobs, they are prepared to test Liverpool's resolve with an offer worth €85 million. Barcelona would have no chance of matching this amount given their financial struggles, so it would appear that Al Nassr have a free shot of signing Diaz if Liverpool become more open to negotiations. Understand Rafael Leo is a concrete target for Al Nassr this summer. Milan could consider a sale for €80 million plus. Unclear if Leo open to Saudi, but he's on Al Nassr's list alongside Luis Diaz. #LFC already told Barcelona they don't wish to sell, but Nassr prepared to offer €85 million plus. However, there could be some hope for Deco in Barcelona. Rafael Leo, who is well liked by Joan Laporta, is also attracting interest from Al Nassr, and if they were to prioritize a move for the Portugal international, it would mean that competition for Diaz would be out of the way. It remains to be seen how the situation with Diaz plays out during the summer transfer window. Barcelona want him, but if Liverpool fail to relax their stance, the chances of him making the move to Catalonia would be very slim. And at this stage, there are no signs of a deal being a realistic possibility. Diego Simeone responds to Julian Alvarez to Barcelona transfer talk. Atletico Madrid boss Diego Simeone has shared his thoughts on Julian Alvarez amid speculation he's a transfer target for Barcelona. It's been reported that Joan Laporta wants Alvarez to replace Robert Lewandowski when the striker hangs up his boots. Simeone isn't surprised to hear such talk and says Atletico will need to work hard to keep hold of the Argentina international. Everything is logical, I can't imagine any other scenario. Julian is 25 years old, he's an extraordinary player, with hunger, with enthusiasm, with humility, with work, with goals, with hierarchy. How could everyone not want him? And Barcelona, PSG, Arsenal, Liverpool, the best have to want him, he told La Nación. And for us, Atletico fans, it should be a source of pride that everyone wants him. What? Because he's ours. And since he's ours, we have to take care of him. We have to help him feel happy. How will he feel happy? By winning. And to get there, we all have to give 110%. And not just for him, of course, but for everyone. Alvarez is seemingly locked down at Atletico with a €500 million release clause his contract, although his agent has hinted he could be tempted by a move to Barcelona. Barcelona to continue raid on Espanyol after Joan Garcia signing. The brass at Barcelona are ready to deal their counterparts at Catalan rivals Espanyol a series of personnel blows over the months ahead. That's according to Diario Sport, who have confirmed that the Blaugrana shopping list at the RCD Stadium goes far beyond just the name of the incoming Joan Garcia. In addition, Barca are all set to snap up a trio of highly regarded youth talents from their bitter rivals. The first will come in the form of Pol Mancino, a 16-year-old Spanish youth international, who generally operates in a center-forward role. And following Mancino in swapping Espanyol for Barcelona with a view to next season will be another pair of Periquito starlets. Mingguk and Daehan Lee, a pair of South Korean brothers who have long been in the sights of the Camp Nou brass, are also understood to be on the verge of penning terms with the Blaugrana. Mingguk is an explosive right-back, labeled as one of the great jewels of Espanyol's youth academy. And sibling Daehan is a winger, also capable of filling in at fullback when required. Barcelona have not been at their best in the transfer market over the last few days, and that trend continues in 2024 with Vitor Roque. The teenager arrived from Atletico Paranaense with lots of promise, but in the end he left just over 12 months after making the move from his home country. Loading ad. Roque struggled for prominence during the second half of the 2023-24 season, and he was then loaned out to Real Betis last summer before joining Palmeiras on a permanent deal in February 2025. Deco looks back on disastrous Vitor Roque episode. As per MD, Barcelona sporting director Deco has now opened up on the Roque situation, where he admitted that it was a mistake for the Brazil international to arrive 6 months ahead of schedule. He arrived in January. For me it was a mistake, but we didn't have many alternatives. Xavi wanted it that way. The idea was that it would come in the summer of 2024. I think that hurt him. And of course at Barcelona the demand is very high. If you worry too much about what the press is saying, you can get into trouble. His first 6 months were not good. I also think that there was a lack of attention to detail from the staff and the club to detect the problems he was having, adaptation even on a mental level. We weren't able to help him as much as he needed. And Deco revealed that this decision was made by Xavi. Coaches are always listened to in signings. The decision to bring him in January was Xavi's. It was decided to advance his adaptation period by 6 months. In the end, football is like that. Going to Europe very soon is always complicated, and even more so if it's to a club like Barcelona or Real Madrid. Xavi confirmed it himself back in 2024 that Roque was not supposed to arrive during the winter, although he did not say whose decision it was. Deco has now made it clear that it was made by the then head coach, which is bound to further increase animosity between him and his former club. The Catalan giants are moving with intensity on and off the pitch, with Al Nassr chasing Barca targets, Simeone pushing back on Alvarez talks, and Espanyol bracing for more losses after Joan Garcia. But the biggest twist? Deco versus Xavi, the fallout from 2024 is far from over. Barcelona's summer is just heating up, and you need to be here for every transfer twist and behind-the-scenes bombshell. Smash that like button if you're loving the content, subscribe for non-stop Barca updates, and comment below, should Deco have called out Xavi? And who's the next star Barcelona should sign?